My background is in insurance. I have no qualifications. I done my leaving, I was 16, going on 17, and I worked my way up in the business, and after 10 years, I co-owned the company. So I was really happy, loved my job, loved everything. Everything was fantastic, had a great kind of lifestyle. But I was pregnant on my first child, and I was 8 days overdue. And anyone who has a business for themselves knows that the business owns you. So I was 8 days overdue, and I was working, and I went into labour. And I closed the doors at 5:30, and we drove literally straight to the hospital. And what happened then changed the course of my life. My little baby died. So I really had to stand back and look at what the business was doing to me. Was it worth what I was putting into it? I was putting my heart and soul into it, and I was working hours. So I made a decision with my husband that we'd sell the business. I took a couple of years off, so I now have a 5- and 3-year-old. And when my little girl was 6 months old, my husband works in construction, so things weren't fantastic, but they were okay. So when she was 6 months old, I said, okay, something has to give here. I have to go back to work full time. I have to do something. We have to bring extra income into the home. So with 2 small kids, anyone that has to pay childcare knows that it's not really an option. It really isn't. I searched for a while, looking for part-time, looking for anything. I couldn't find it. I knew there was something, but I just hadn't found it yet. So I answered an ad on the internet. Very sceptically, I went and seen it. When I heard aloe vera, I was nearly out the door. But then I seen the marketing plan, and all the lights went off. So I got stuck in. I reached supervisor in 6 weeks because I did what I was told. Then I stopped listening and started to do my own thing. So I started in February 2013, sorry. So I'm in the business 20 months. I also, as well, suffer from clinical depression. So I was more or less just, between January and May, I was more or less just attending meetings. I just always went to my meetings. I never missed one. Even my little fella goes to play school, and I used to miss the Kiltipper meeting, which is brilliant. I used to miss that on a Tuesday morning. So I started to go back to it just for half an hour. That's all I could go, because I had to be back to collect my little fella. So with that, and with all the trainings, all the support that we have, you know, Pauline and Paddy are fantastic. Couldn't ask for a better upline. Linda Brennan, who is just brilliant. Jeanette, Aisling, everybody that does the training. If you just do what they tell you, don't deviate from the program, because it works. You go off in your own little tangent and you think you're doing it, but just listen to what they're telling you, because it does. It's so simple. It's not easy, but it's so simple. And if anyone had told me, even in January, when I was at, you know, bottom level, that I would reach manager and I'd be here. Even last Tuesday, I was saying, I'm not telling my story. I told Pauline, I said, I'm not saying it on stage. But even, you know, to get to this point, the personal development is just fantastic. So just get out of your own way. Just stop listening to everybody else. Stop watching what everybody else is doing. Listen to your upline and only your upline. Don't be watching, oh, this one's making manager in 10 weeks, this one's doing it in 2 weeks. It's taken me 20 months to get here. But I know that I've built a solid foundation under me. And I know that the team that I have, particularly in the last 4 or 5 months, they're so excited. And I can just see them. They're going to be up here very soon. So that's it. So thanks, everybody.